Hello everyone, I'm Hugo.
And I am Jake.
And this is Ask Hugo number 29. We're almost at the triple X episode, which is real nice.
Triple X because of Roman numerals?
Yeah, that's how that works. That's if the Super Bowl can do it, so can I. Fuck you. Anyway, let's answer some questions.
I don't wanna. Alright, fine. This is what Hugo does. Hugo listens to me read. And then he says words. See? S-I-H-Y? I don't know. Says, Dear Hugo, other guy, get off of Hugo's turf. I'll have you know that this is my turf until I finish this paragraph. I am an atheist and I have gotten work for the summer, and the job is for the church. My mother works for the church and asked me to apply. I am glad that I got some work. I'm just a poor student in one of the most expensive countries on earth, but I don't know if I want to be in church more than once a week for 5 weeks. What would you do in this situation?
Well, I would say it's fine. It would depend on the nature of the job. By the fact that you got the job, I would assume it's like either you're like, if you're talking about America, I guess I don't know what country it is, you might be in one of those churches where they have a live band. If you're a musician, that would be fine. If you're a tech...
Usually it's multimedia or groundskeeping or something like that. Usually they get the younger people to do the stuff they don't know how to do.
Sure.
Or don't want to do.
I think it's fine. Now, don't get me wrong, if the people who are your bosses or whatever, like, were to question you for some reason about your religion, or if it came up, I wouldn't lie. Like, if you're like, oh, it's just not really my thing, I'm not particularly religious, sure, you're just doing a job, it's cool. The only caveat I would have is if you're the kind of person, and I've met some people like this, who, like, it just annoys them being around that kind of thing, and if you're gonna, like, have a shitty attitude about it, don't do it, because it's like any job, you still have to do it, and do it well, but
yeah,
no, there's no moral quandary here, it's a job, do it or don't, whatever.
Yeah, I've worked at a church before, helping old ladies with a bake sale, and it was fine. They gave me cookies, which isn't usually a thing I really enjoy, but they make really good cookies, because they were old, and they've pretty much, like, their husbands died, and they filled that void with baking or something, I don't know. Harold's P. Penisman asks, Jake, I wonder, do you like the cinema snub? Jeez, you mention everyone but Brad Jones!
Jake, have you ever seen The Cinema Snob personally?
I have. I personally, like in real life?
No, just, you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah, no. I like his reviews when he's the snob. I don't actually really like, I mean, I like the midnight thing he does in the car. Usually it's in a car with like one of his friends usually.
Yeah, midnight
I don't like the
screenings.
food reviews because I don't like hearing people's mouths when they eat food. But other than that, no, he's cool. He's funny. He's good at writing reviews, and I think he's genuinely good at reviewing. Kind of like Nostalgia Critic, only he has less bits.
Yeah,
he kind of does it. He's kind of a cross between Nostalgia Critic and Mr. Plinkett.
a little bit. I like it. I like Cinema Snob. I watch him all the time, actually, especially his religious reviews, obviously, of like bad Christian movies. But I like all his stuff. It's actually funny you brought this up now because both Brad and us were recently hit with a strike from the Cristiano Brothers Film Company for our reviews of their various movies, and we actually got in contact with him, and I actually got to talk to him a little bit. Very nice guy, very cool. So check out the Cinema Snob, or don't, whatever. It's your life.
Why are you asking me? Weird. That's weird.
Well, you did kind of create Harold Penisman. Maybe he just wants to know his father's opinion.
That's fair. Ryan Reacts, new frickin' show. I assume that is definitely a channel that uploads poor quality videos.
Yeah, let's shit on the audience. That's a good. That's a good start.
Just this guy. That sounds like something we would have named it. Named our show if we didn't have two people making decisions around here. That sounds like something you need a no man for, and you need to retool that. Anyways, should I pursue an education in chemistry or physics?
See, what I like about this question is they asked for my opinion on this with no further information. I don't know who this person is. I don't know if they have any skills in either of those fields. I don't know if they have any interest, so I'm going to go wild card here and assume whatever I say is what you're going to end up doing, so I'm going to go with animal husbandry.
That's sort of chemistry.
Well, the only information I have here is the picture of the My Little Pony, so I'm assuming you find...
And that their name is Ryan, probably.
So Ryan, I'm assuming you find horses super sexy, don't we all? So... Get into
animal. Are you aware of what animal husbandry is? Because they don't fuck the horses.
No, I thought that those are
they impregnate them.
Yeah, they don't they go like arm deep and like just take a thing of cum or whatever and just shove it in with their
A
hand.
thing of cum.
Yeah.
That's the official
How do
animal
I'm
husbandry
sorry.
measurement
I'm
stick.
sorry. How do you measure cum, Jake?
By the mouthful.
Oh, okay.
Silverblaze777 says, Dear Hugo, if you were ever given the chance to try human meat and it was completely legal, would you? I would also add the caveat, just to make it more interesting, no like negative moral ramifications.
Oh yeah, I'd eat human meat. I think we've actually
So would
answered.
I.
We've talked about this before. I'd eat the shit out of human meat as long as it
I would
wasn't-
try it.
Like, not like I'm not going to Leatherface's house because that's just a bad ambiance.
Yeah, I'm not trying to have like Steve Carpaccio,
No,
like not raw, but like if you give me a deep fried thigh nugget of human, I'll probably eat that.
Yeah, I'd give it a shot. Like, as long as it was, maybe even the person was like not dead. Maybe they just don't like their arm. Maybe they're one of those people who have the fetish for cutting off their own arm. They cut it off, cook it up. It's more difficult for them to cook it up now because they only have the one arm. But
You could just do like chunks, right?
Oh, I guess.
Like you had a taste for human flesh. The only thing is, I feel like I would psych myself out because it'd be like, oh, this is human. Like I would probably still try it just because I'm the type of person. I'm a slut when it comes to trying like anything. So, which is bad. Luckily, I'm not also addictive. I'll just try all the things. I won't stay with it. But like maybe if you had like 4 different nuggets and they all looked the same and they were like 3 of them were of animals and then 1 was human and you just ate all of those.
the worst thing about, I think, eating human, honestly, at the end of the day, I think it's that it's so underwhelming. I bet you would eat it and be like, yeah, it just tastes like meat. Oh yeah, we're just animals. It's just like there's nothing about it being the same species as you that should make it any better or worse than any other like meat, really.
What we really need to do is like bag Guy Fieri. Yes, Fieri. With a T. I mean, it's spelled with an R, but it's T. Anyways, we need to bag Guy Fieri because he's marbled.
Oh my god. The best part about Guy Fieri is that we've basically been watching him marinate himself for years on diners, drive-ins, and dives. The insides of his body must be so succulent and greasy. I want to get up in there.
Yeah, definitely.
Get up in them guts.
Adventures and Ramblings. See, this is okay, the horse guy needs to take tips from this, although you need to capitalize this. This seems like at least a themed show. Like, I know what I'm getting into. Adventures and Ramblings. Hugo! What do you think about the paranormal? Like EVP's spirit box? That sort of thing? Or even just ghosts and spirits in general? Judging by the pentagram, I will assume they definitely think highly of spirits and spirit boxes.
Maybe. I'm not.
Also, by the way, you swore off ghosts and shit like that
Yeah.
a while back.
There was a time on Ask Hugo, a dark, dark time, where every episode it felt like I was having to defend the fact that I think ghosts are utter bullshit. So there was a ghost embargo up until today, but much like President Obama's decision to open the gates to Cuba,
Oh, cool.
this is me ending the embargo on ghosts. So if you have any ghost questions, feel free to ask them again. I'm not going to assume, just because of the pentagram, that you believe in that stuff. Maybe it's an ironic pentagram. But
That should have been the name of your channel, Ironic Pentagram.
it's a good band name, actually.
Yeah.
But ghosts, anything paranormal, anything supernatural, no. By its very definition, I don't believe in the supernatural. Anything in the world is natural and can be explained. I don't even understand when someone says the paranormal or supernatural to me. What are you trying to get across with that? What do you mean that it's supernatural? It's above the natural. How do you describe something that is above the natural? Because once you have described that thing, it automatically becomes a subset of the natural and is no longer supernatural. It doesn't make any sense.
Unless you could prove that it had properties that lie outside the standard physics of the natural world.
But even then, once you describe it, it then becomes part of the described physics of the universe, even if it's different than what we would commonly attribute to the world.
I mean, technically, but I think in the common vernacular, you could probably. Again, I agree that paranormal shit is bogus. But if a god existed, for instance, if like Thor existed and he could do all sorts of crazy shit and it totally violated the laws of physics, we would consider him supernatural, even though obviously he is part of the natural he is a product of the universe.
But then, if you studied it, there'd be a reason that the things he
Maybe,
does are possible.
probably. I'm just
You'd
saying.
have to. Again, see, now I'm even
No, I
arguing
understand.
with
I
you
totally
about
understand
this.
you. I totally understand. I'm just saying, like, there's probably an occurrence to where something would meet the limits of what humans could understand.
But a lack of understanding doesn't make it supernatural. If I take a television back in time 1,000 years, it doesn't become supernatural just because they don't have the means of understanding it.
I'm not saying in the technical sense. I'm saying colloquially, we would be like, "Oh yeah, Thor is supernatural."
Fuck colloquialisms then, because I'm not dealing with this bullshit. Ghosts are bullshit. Supernatural things are bullshit. I hate it. There's no
entire sentence was riddled with colloquialisms.
I'm so
because it's not literally bullshit, and you're not gonna fuck any of them.
It's just the very idea of ghosts makes me mad because I've met so many people that have been like, oh, but I have a personal experience or whatever. Fuck your personal experience. That's not how it works. If everyone was having these personal experiences all the time, as often as people claim, there would definitely be evidence of ghosts somewhere, somehow. There's no internal logic to ghosts. Why are they dressed like that? Why are their clothes there? Were the clothes ghosts? Can the ghost of the clothes leave the ghost and then they're just a naked ghost forever? Or can they team up with other ghosts of dead clothes and change their outfit? It doesn't make sense. It's stupid.
This shit?
Ghost?
Like, what if they died pooping like Elvis? What if there was a turd halfway out your butt? Does the turd stay like clothes?
Like,
are you perpetually turtling?
Where are all the dinosaur ghosts? Like, where?
Yeah, that's weird.
Why are all the ghosts of, like, famous people or, like, murder victims or
in that Ellen Page movie, a cat?
Fuck ghosts. Ask more questions about them, because I hate it, and I hate you.
Joshua Gibbs Givens. Aw, hyphenated last name. Broken home.
Or maybe him and his wife just decided to hyphenate, whatever.
Who knows? Please elaborate on your troubles to find baseball caps because of those stupid fucking flat caps. You had mentioned a while back that you hate flat caps and the dude bros that wear them because you have a hard time finding regular hats.
Yeah,
which seems silly because the Bills, you could just bend them.
You can't. They're called snapbacks. That's the reason, is that they're designed in such a way that they're not supposed to be able to be bent like that. And even if you did, they're the wrong size because they've made them longer than they should be. So it's not just that they've taken the baseball caps and straightened them out. They've designed them so they're even wider than they would be. Trust me, I've looked into it. I've thought about it. It doesn't work. It's not so much that I have a problem with them, because if you want to wear those hats, that's fine. I think they look douchey. I think they look super douchey. Like, especially if you're the kind of person who, like, if it's a sports team or something and you leave the stickers or tags on it like some people do. Oh, major douche. Just goddamn it. Sometimes there's a hat like at the mall that's cool, that has like a cool thing on it, like a Captain America or it's a Batman hat or something, and it's always those snapback caps, and I hate it. I'm a grumbly old man who can't handle the kids these days.
How will you know that I purchased my hat from New Era if I don't take this sparkly sticker off?
You know, there's actually a market online for, like, fake stickers like that now. So if you get a bootleg hat, you can,
No. That made me throw a thing.
Okay, that's enough about that. Fuck those hats.
I hate that more than you hate ghosts. Gina Cuba asks Hugo, Dear Hugo Jacob, it's cute. They tried to mix our names together. It didn't work. I've noticed the quality on your videoed has improved significantly since Jake first moved. I apologize if you've already answered this question, but since Jake said when we cohabitated, I was wondering what your current habitation situation is. Thank you! Don't do drugs unless you want to. That's the worst advice ever. That's backpedaling immediately after asserting. I graduated from DARE so you could do this.
So, the living situation we've mentioned a couple times, but if you didn't know, Jake moved to Idaho to be a potato farmer. And by potato farmer, I mean to plow his girlfriend. And I stayed here in Michigan. So what we had been doing before that was we would record on the same microphone in the same room.
Yeah.
And once we moved, we were in separate places. So now it's 2 separate audio tracks that we put together and edit,
Yeah.
and it makes it easier to edit out if one of us talks over the other one, or if one of us coughs, or it does sound better. It's a little
It
bit
does
more.
sound better.
It's a little bit more work, but honestly, now that I've gotten used to it, I prefer it.
It's barely more work. Also, we can, because we were on opposite ends of the same mic, so the audio. Here, I will show you the difference. Right now, although I'm going to clean it, so maybe it won't come through as hard, but we'll try it. Right now, I have a pop filter, and then behind that is a I guess it's like a blanket that I keep on the wall. It's and Hugo has audio foam or whatever. But if I take the pop filter off, you can immediately hear the difference of me popping every time I use a P. And if I were to move the mic away from that softening wall, it kind of automatically sounds more echoey.
A little bit, yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like it's obviously less good. And now imagine Hugo talking on the other end, and so it's not as soft of a sound. It's not as rich.
Yeah.
Let me put this back. Boop. So yeah, it accidentally improved our audio quality, and yeah, it has a lot to do with us being able to edit out if another person's making noise. Like every once in a while, my chair will squeak like this.
Yeah. Jake breathes into the mic a lot too. I edit that out a lot.
Yeah, and then Hugo has a lot of mouth slap.
Yeah.
Like when he opens his mouth, he goes. So yeah, we both have these weird things that we always do, but we're able to edit them out easier because it doesn't affect the cadence of the other person's speech. So yeah, that's the answer. Are you interested?
I don't know. I thought that was I thought it was interesting that someone noticed. So I just thought,
Jose Jones. Okay, fuck you. That can't be a real name. That seems disjointed. Dead Hugo.
Oh
Was that
no!
a typo? Was that a typo?
I hope it's a typo and not like a
threat. Or are you a lich? I think Hugo's a lich.
Yeah.
Who would win in a battle royale fight of Jesus v. Muhammad v. Buddha?
Good
Obviously,
question.
Muhammad.
See, you'd think so. The obvious answer would be Muhammad would win because of the violence, but I think he's gone soft because so far and later in his life, especially, all he had to fight off was like 9-year-olds to get into their holes. So I think he's gone soft because he's not battle sharpened. So I think he's out.
Well, I mean, he's hard because of the 9-year-olds, but he's like gone soft.
Yeah. Also because he's, 60 to 90, whatever. Anyways, so he's totally out. Now, between Jesus and Buddha, this is interesting because Jesus can flip a table like nobody's business, but Buddha is Asian, therefore I'm going to assume he knows karate and kung
also,
fu.
Fun fact, Buddha is not a table.
True. So I'm going to go with Buddha. I don't know why. Something about the squinty eyes.
I think it's just racist. You assume he knows kung fu.
Yeah. I still don't know the difference between Buddha and the Buddha because there is a difference. So I'm going to assume it's the fat one, but it's probably not. It's the other one.
One of them is chosen as a child like the airbender.
Okay, the airbender isn't chosen. He's reincarnated.
Whatever. I don't know.
From...
one cares.
Everyone cares.
No.
Everyone should care.
Zero people care about Avatar, especially after M. Night Shyamalan got his hands on it.
That movie didn't happen.
Ezra Henderson says, so if Bernie Sanders loose, what is your plan?
Well, if he's loose, I'm probably going to get up in there because honestly, he is old, so I kind of expect him, his muscles, especially the involuntary ones, aren't going to be like as tight as they used to be, but I can slip in there.
I've never bedded a Jew.
Okay. I'm assuming you meant lose, and it's looking so far, yeah, he's out, but I don't know. We'll see.
It was a good run.
At the end of the day, I'm almost certain I'm going to end up voting for Hillary Clinton. I don't particularly want to, but I can't have President Trump. That'll be super depressing because he's definitely getting the nomination now unless they do a brokered convention. And if they do that, then the Democrats take it because honestly, there's so many Trump supporters that are not going to vote for Cruz if he gets put in place against the wishes of the popular vote. Like, I don't like Trump, but I still believe that even though legally the GOP can do whatever they want and pick whatever candidate they want, I still think that on principle, they should still go with who gets the most votes.
Yeah, it would set pretty ugly precedent.
Yeah. They've done it before, actually, years ago. It doesn't happen very often, but years ago they've done it, and I believe the Democrats have done it at least once, though I don't remember specifically. I think they need to do away with superdelegates on the Democratic side, and they need to get rid of winner-take-all states in the Republicans. So, I don't know. But yeah, I'll probably end up voting for Hillary if it's between her and Trump, even though I don't really want to.
Straight popular vote would be great.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't think Hillary's as bad as some. I think she'll probably be a lot like Obama. She's definitely not as much of a Democrat as I'd like her to be. She's definitely sort of a neo-Democrat that kind of feels like a moderate Republican on some issues.
She'd probably be a Republican if it was the 90s.
Yeah, but and her husband wasn't a thing then, I don't know. But
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, probably vote for her and then hope for a better candidate next time, basically. Because the Democrats have been kind of, the whole country, honestly, has been moving right, more and more right. The Republicans have become basically a self-parody and have reached maximum Trumpage at this point, which is kind of hilarious. And the Democrats have kind of split a little bit, where you have the younger Democrats who tend to be more Bernie supporters and in favor of these reforms and social programs. And whether or not you agree how feasible some of them are, clearly there are people who want them. And then you have the older, often baby boomer Democrats who are more in favor of people like Hillary Clinton, who are more in favor of, they're more buddy-buddy with corporations and stuff. But I don't know. Again, I'll probably vote for her if it's her and Trump. We'll see what happens. Or if she's just terrible during, like, the general election and her debates are awful and I hate everything she has to say, I probably just won't vote, or I'll go third party, even though it's I'd throw away
I
my
may
vote.
abstain in my first general election if I'm not mildly satisfied with what she has to say during debates. I feel like it's going to be a shit show because she was playing this whole Bernie as being an asshole card.
Yeah.
For some reason. I don't know why. And that doesn't make me very confident that she'll deal with Trump.
I don't know what she's going to do when Trump... Because the thing is, with Sanders, her saying, like, oh, he's being too mean or whatever, which is ridiculous. He wasn't. Some of his followers, oh my God, some of the Bernie Sanders people were crazy assholes, but he himself was pretty reasonable. And her playing that victim card, if she tries to pull that shit with Trump, he's not going to do it, because Trump is an asshole. He's an asshole who takes pride in the fact that he's an asshole.
Right.
She'll be
he thrives on it.
Yeah, and she will not be able to stand up to his personal attacks. Now, are his personal attacks always going to be, like, accurate? No, but that's not the point. The people who like Trump don't like him because he's right or accurate all the time. They like him because he's brash and says shitty things that they want to say but feel like society's telling them they can't. I don't know. Anyway, we're all pretty fucked anyway. We'll see what happens.
Gangsta Goalie 1 says, Hugo, do you think Bethesda needs to create a new engine for future Fallout and Elder Scrolls games to keep its game quality on par with other major titles?
Yes. 5 years ago, they should have done it for Skyrim, which they said, like, oh, this is going to be, if you aren't into video games at all, this is going to be super boring to listen to, by the way. 5 years ago, they said, when Skyrim came out, it's a new engine. It's not the Game Pro engine anymore. It's the Creation engine. Bullshit.
You can climb that mountain, Hugo.
It's the Game Pro engine. They just changed some stuff. They changed some of the stuff, and that's how a lot of engines work, don't get me wrong. But the core of the Game Pro engine is so bad and so old and outdated as far as mechanics go, they need to just scrap the whole thing and start from the ground up.
I'm really surprised they squeezed out such good gameplay from Fallout 4.
Even
say what you will about the story, but the gameplay itself, like the gunfight, that was actually satisfying.
It looks decent, but the physics are still strange.
The physics have always been strange. Like you talk about like the gravity and the and like the weight of things is weird, right?
Yeah, and like sometimes things will fly around, and somehow I guess the frames per second is tied to how fast the physics works, which in 2016 is insane for a video game to do. It makes, like, if you're someone who has a really, really powerful PC and you want to run the game at really high frames per second, you can't without probably some sort of intensive mod, which doesn't even exist at this point, because things fall too fast. If you drop something or knock something over, it flies across the room because it doesn't know how to figure out how to make it fly across reasonably at high frame rates, which is why they locked the frame rates at a certain, I don't know if it's 30 or if it's 60. 60 is pretty fucking high. 60, some people like way more than that, but like I'd be totally happy with 60, but I don't know. Still, it's just a very outdated engine. It's been shown its age for a long time. Skyrim, don't get me wrong, I liked Skyrim. I like Skyrim more than I like Fallout 4, But Skyrim looks like crap. Let's be honest. Like it is not.
You need a
aged.
ton of fucking mods to make that playable for me, and I have it on PC, and it's just. I have probably every cosmetic mod you can have, and even still, it's like the character models are garbage.
Yeah,
it's hard.
I have character model overhaul mods for that because they're just so bad to look at. The animations
I
are
couldn't
wonky.
find ones that I liked that weren't on Nexus because I have it on Steam, so I prefer the Steam thing. The workshop, it's just quick, but yeah, it's I don't know. It's one of those things. Minor announcement: Kenneth will be coming.
Two-thirds of the audience go, what the fuck is Kenneth? So that's all the questions for this week, or month, or however often I do this. You'd think I know, but fuck it. Ask me more in the comments as per usual. Make sure they're good ones. And remember, Ghost Embargo has ended. Feel free to ask me any questions about how I feel about anything about the paranormal, and I will tell you how dumb you are if you believe it. You can always follow us on Twitter at Bible Reloaded.
You can follow Hugo at Hugo Reloaded, and you can also subscribe to the channel and get more things and ask Hugo questions or comment, and I'll find them and make fun of you or something, and it will notify you when we do so.
You can donate to our Patreon campaign. We do a once-a-month patron-only hangout, and that's a lot of fun. We do that usually at the beginning of the month, but I'll be in Florida at the beginning of the next month, so it'll probably be a week or two later, but it'll be there. You'll get emails about it in your Patreon inboxes.
Yay.
So thanks, everyone. Until next time, I'm Hugo.
I'm Jake.
And this has been Ask Hugo number 29. Remember Caddyshack? I don't like that movie.
I don't. No.